Okay, welcome to Head Kick Audio. Connor King Khan Leonard, who competes at Sparta Wyoming 7 over at the Outlaw in Cheyenne, Wyoming. He's going to be making his amateur MMA debut. He's going to be fighting Muniz. His first name escapes me, but that's fine. 145 pounds at basically 5'10", so you're a big 45er. You train out of Top Notch with the Alirez brothers. Donovan just coming off a big win. Zeke is also competing on the card. I'm really excited for that matchup as well. So, I mean, man, tell me, how are things going in the gym right now?
Yeah, I mean, top notch, full of killers. You got to bring your A game every day to practice. So, I mean, and we also have Justin Gonzalez and Ben Lugo, so two killers in there as well. And with the Larry's brothers, if you don't bring it, it's going to be brought to you. So, like they say in practice, like when they're bringing it hard to us, we bring it hard to you so that when you're in the cage, it's easy for you. Like we step in there and you start flowing, you get in your flow state. It's because of how hard we go at top notch.
Well, and one of the things that I was talking to Shelby, we were discussing, your gym and the fighters that come from your gym, and he said, really, it's like letting a wild animal off the leash. That's what he compared it to. And then he sent me videos of all the maulings that you guys have done. And man, it's pretty incredible stuff. Is that the what is to be expected from anybody at a top notch?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, if I go out there, I gotta go finish this dude. After all these other fights before me, there's like a standard. You have to like you can't just go out there and think you're gonna like compete. You gotta go out there to kill. Uh that's just like it's the atmosphere there too. And not even just with MMA guys, the boxers when we go spar with them and stuff, everyone has an edge to them. And like once practice over, we're all cool and we're all like chill dudes and whatnot. But like at practice, top notch atmosphere, you're there to kill. So you gotta, you know, it's definitely like that. You bring that A game, you come for it.
Now, when you're getting ready to compete, again, this is your MMA debut, your amateur debut. Uh, is there any expectations from yourself? Like, do you think you have to meet a certain standard for this gym?
Yeah, definitely. Like my coach, like we've talked and stuff, and we have a game plan and stuff. But like when I go out there, I feel like I'd let myself down and not my team down. I mean, we want to win regardless, but like going to a decision or just even going all 3 rounds is like not what we want. We're going for a kill. We're going for a finish, and that's what I see. That's what I see happening. That's what I've been envisioning. So it's definitely that atmosphere for sure.
Okay, and the opponent Muniz, what does this guy do well that we got to keep an eye on, man?
So I don't know if he's debut or not. So I don't really know too much about him. My coach has done a little bit of a research on him, and he comes out of 303, which is a good gym. I'm pretty sure they have like Thug Rose fights out of there. So I mean, it's a good gym, and I think he's a jiu-jitsu guy. So he's probably gonna want to be on his back, uh, come at me with submissions, but not too worried about that. I train with a lot of D1 wrestlers, a lot of jits guys already, so I'm ready for it. I guess that's what I look out. I don't see his striking comparing to mine. I don't see his wrestling comparing to mine. His stamina, his conditioning, his strength, his explosiveness. So I guess just his jits, kind of what we know about him. But other than that, kind of what I see.
Okay, okay. And this is all new to you, right? Not competing in the gym. Obviously, you've probably done smokers and stuff like that. But I mean, making your MMA debut, it's scary, right? Because anything can fucking happen in there. So is there any type of, advice or, some words that the guys in the gym are giving you?
Yeah, I have great resources already. I actually talked to Donovan about this the other day. I'm all he's got me in on that meditation kind of stuff, like seeing how the fight's gonna end. He's asking me how I see the fight ending, what I'm gonna do, and just envisioning it 1,000 times. So I've been in that atmosphere. Um, the whole breathing thing, not letting the nerves take over. So great advice. Just come in there and fight it like I would be sparring at the gym with them, and just like feel an atmosphere, but not letting it overwhelm me. So that's kind of the advice I take, and just definitely don't let it consume me, the atmosphere, and burn out in 30 seconds. So I've competed in sports all my life. I kind of get that. Your first game with any sport, you go out there and you have a rough time for the first 5 minutes or whatever. So I kind of know what I'm coming into. I'm going to deep breathe. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to get ready for the fight. And then I'm going to put myself in the atmosphere and just let it ride.
Okay. And then how did you even get into the sport of mixed martial arts?
Well, so I was wanting to play college football for a little bit. And so I got up to like 200 pounds or whatever. And then I was talking to my mom at the time, and I was like debating, talking to her, maybe I want to try MMA. I always kind of liked fighting and whatnot a little bit, not like too much like street fighting, but just like, messing around with it. And she said, "No, you're too smart. You got too pretty of a face, all these things." She wasn't about it. So eventually I got up to college, got a loan, had my own money, found a gym, and kind of jumped in with it.
Okay. So this is kind of just, this is something you just want to do.
Yeah, it's a want to do. And then I always had like expectations growing up of like I was going to be somebody, and college, like it's too slow of a route. I kind of want to just start jumping at my own dreams, check in on my own, clock in on my own time, not like clocking for someone else.
Oh, man, I can't tell you how much I hate it. I can't tell you how much I hate it, man. I don't like punching a clock, and I'm trying to figure out a way to not do that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I definitely feel you on that aspect. Do you do anything outside of, competition? Like, do you have a job?
Right now I'm in nursing school, so that takes up a lot of my time. And then I work like during breaks and whatnot. But right now that's pulling a lot from me. I live to hang out with my brother. I do all the fun things around college, whatnot. I live life, but no, this is pretty much what I'm like dialed in with right now. This is what I put most of my attention towards.
Okay, and you guys are going to have a live audience in there. So how many butts do you think you're going to put in them seats?
Oh, so I have a lot of people that have been asking me, a lot of people that are wanting to come. I could see, I could see over 50 for sure.
Damn, that's pretty impressive for a debut, buddy.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's a limit because it's 21 and up, so I'm losing like half of them already because a lot of my friends are young. So, yeah, but pretty excited for that. I have family that's gonna make it. Have people tuning in on pay-per-view, and then I have like friends here at college that'll be an hour away, so they'll make the trip.
That's good, man. That's good. Now, when you're in the gym, right, and let's say you're working with Donovan, okay, how often are you guys having to pull back because things are not getting, maybe heated, but you guys are just flowing and it's like, oh shit, we got fights coming up. Like, how often does that happen in the gym?
Like every sparring day, especially it's funny you said Donovan because he's the one that we're always like, all right, Donovan, chill out a little bit because you hit him once, he's coming for you. We have a few more that we joke around with that are the same way. I'm the same way because one time I said to Donovan, I was like, hey, watch out. He's like, don't be a hypocrite, So I say every sparring, we've kind of gotten better. We've kind of like, you got to start not letting it get to where like, you're going at each other's throat the whole time. But yeah, I'd say every sparring day, there's a dial back for sure. You have to. Coach will be yelling at us after the clock. Someone's still swinging, But yeah.
Okay. And how long have you been training?
So I actually started my freshman year a little bit of college, and now I'm a junior. But I started with kickboxing a little bit over there at Trials MMA in Fort Collins. And then I've dabbled about over here at Top Notch about a year and a half of, about 8 months of boxing and then about, 8 months of MMA strictly. So
okay, I know some coaches are pretty, pretty controlling when it comes to, their fighters and when they should compete, when they should take their first fight, when they should go pro and that sort of thing. How involved is your coach through this whole process?
he's like he's my number one resource. He's coached Justin from the beginning, and Justin's, like 20-0 or whatever he is. So I kind of listened to his advice, and he told me back in October when we were trying to get a fight, it's been a struggle to get a fight during all this. So he said back then, like he was ready for me to get in. He was searching for fights, and I remember one time he said, like, you don't even look like a debuter. They're not going to believe that you're a debuter. And then, so I've been grinding ever since. I've had some few injuries that have kind of set me back. But no, he's definitely involved. He's like the number one, finding our fights, gets us perfect matchup. He knows when it's time for us to go pro. He's been in the game for a long time. So, like talking with other fighters, I've heard him say, like, we'll have you 1 or 2 more fights, and then let's start making waves to go pro.
Okay, yeah, because as I understand it, a lot of fighters early on, like their coach isn't just their coach. Their coach is their manager, their coach. I mean, it's they're like heavily involved. And I know there's one coach. I'm not going to say any names because I really respect this guy, but literally, like the fighters have to get permission from him to do fighter interviews. That is how that and they all oblige. They all say, as long as my coach says it's okay, so I understand. I didn't have a coach. I fought when, it was, damn near the still the leather helmet phase. Now I think we're, starting to get a little bit outside of that, you know what I mean? But I didn't have I had 1 or 2 guys that were kind of training me, and you know what I mean? I found the fight myself, and you know what I mean? So I was kind of like everything, and I had a couple guys that were like, helping me. So now early on, you get the feel of management with your coach. So, I mean, it helps you, it get to that next level, because obviously when you go pro, having a management team and having like, all those people behind you, all those important people that, crunch numbers and, all that stuff. So,
Mike has actually been coaching, Justin since he was like 5, and then he's Donovan and Zeke's, I want to say he's their cousin. So he's been involved with them. So, and then to me, he's like a father figure. So he's like real close with all of us. I actually ran it across him that I was going to do this interview, which he was fine with. But like, I think he's definitely involved with every aspect. I've heard him say stuff about like, drinking too much to some people and stuff. So he's involved with the whole thing. He's all about it. This is what he lives for.
Well, that's dope. That's dope. And having that support system, I go back to that a lot in a lot of my interviews, is fighters having that support system, especially this early on. Because if you don't have that this early on, you're literally just getting by on raw talent. You know what I mean? And that's very, very difficult to do. You know what I'm saying?
100%. We have people at our gym that went the wrong route for the first half of their career. So, and it's all about going the right route. If you want to make it to the UFC or make it, start making money with it, you want to take the right route, be safe with it, be smart with it. Don't get screwed by, people that are out to screw you. So, people will throw you in fights because they know you're going to get smoked to put on a show,
Exactly. It happened to me. It happened to me. You know what I mean? I probably started that shit. You know what I'm saying? Taking bad fights. I'm the OG. All right. So being that the fight is on May 1st, so we're, a little less than 2 weeks away, if my math is correct, right? We're 2 weeks away.
The day,
yeah. So 2 weeks out. So most of the work is already put in. Right now, it's probably just, staying in the flow state, managing the weight, just some moving around, staying warm, that type of stuff. All the hard sparring and all that stuff is behind you?
I think we'll do a little bit more hard sparring. We'll taper off by I think like Wednesday or Thursday. We'll start slowing down. Most of the hard work's in, just now it's staying safe, not getting injured, no cuts, no bruises that aren't going to heal in time, because when you're cutting weight, it's already hard to heal. My weight's good right now. It will be, I still got X amount of pounds to go. So that'll be what we'll be working. Yeah, you're right on. Like, just this is the flow. Just get to the fight and then time to perform. Yeah.
Okay. And, where's your energy at for this whole thing? Like, are you stoked, or are you just like, just kind of, yeah, I'm good. The fight in a couple weeks, we're good. Like, where's your energy level at as in regards to, how you feel about the fight being this close?
I'm mixed. There's some days after like a hard day of training, I'm amped. I'm ready to go. I want that, I want that show here so I can start like, living the glory if it is. And then there's other days, where you have like a bad day and you're just like, you're a little low. But right now, I would say I'm amped, but a controlled amped. I'm excited, but I know don't let it absorb too much of me. Keep grinding, keep my head down, grindstone, and just get to the fight first. Don't use all your energy getting there, I guess. So just trying to taking all the advice that Donovan and them, giving me about being too passionate, just getting into it.
That's dope. It seems like, Donovan is, like pretty important in this process.
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that's passionate like I am. You hit me hard in sparring, we're going at it kind of guy. And after watching his fight, he's a good resource. So I've used him and and the other pro fighters at my gym. And, even Zeke's the same age as me, but he's an excellent resource as well. Just absorbing everything to have, throwing out what I don't think will work for me and taking what I think will work for me. But yeah, for sure, Donovan's a good resource, and he's talked to me a little bit about, controlling those emotions. So I'll work with it. Yeah.
Has he talked about flipping the switch?
So I've actually had more conversations with Justin about that. He's told me about, like, once you get there, you want to be light, you want to be laughing, you want to have fun with your coach, making jokes, and then, like, when it's time, like the hour before or the 30 minutes before, you lock in, flip that switch, go to, time to be a dog. Like, you got to flip over. But that's the funny thing is people think that when you're a fighter, you're always a fighter, you're always a killer. But you're not. Like, we're all cool dudes. We're all joking. We still go play basketball together. Still, have our fun. But yeah, flipping that switch is a thing. Don't want to do it too early because it's exhausting. But you got to do it. So yeah.
Yeah. See, the reason why I mentioned Donovan is because in the interview with him, we were literally like laughing and joking and smiling in 1 second, and then I asked him a question, and it was like that switch flipped. And it was just, that's where the hairs on my arm stood up. You know what I mean? I was just like, damn, I had never seen the switch flip like so quickly and like it be that intense. It was dope.
Yeah. It is something you have to master in a way so it doesn't overtake you. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the guys over the top notch, man. They got it going on.
Our gym representing. It's definitely it's the place to be in Colorado for sure.
All right, so I ask all of my guests this question. Every single one of them, nobody gets to not answer this question. And we've had some really great answers as of late, and then we've had a couple of people drop the ball on this one, okay? So I'm hoping you can help me out with a solid answer, okay? You ready?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, after you get the W on May 1st, okay? Now, it doesn't have to be directly after the fight. It's just the meal that is for the victory. What is your post-fight victory meal?
I actually have it already planned out. First, I want to go probably right after the fight. I know they have food at that bar. I'm going for a Philly cheesesteak. I've been thinking about that so much. But the day after, and I'll probably have a beer or so at the venue, but and then like the post party and whatever. But the day after, we already have it planned. I'm going for the grossest food that you can think of. Little Caesars, I have planned out Philly cheesesteaks. I've been craving peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like crazy. I don't know if it's because of the high calories or what, but I have a nasty plan already out for that day after, like 6,000 calories.
Oh, yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. 6,000 calories is lunch for me, bro. Yeah. I mean, I love food. I love to eat. It's, kind of a hindrance at times, you know, trying to fit into your clothes. But hey, you know, if you love it, you got to do it. So
yeah, I've been thinking about food this whole last few weeks of cutting. Like I've came down. I was weighing at the start of this when I got the day that I was, you know, marked for the fight. I was 178. So we're down quite a bit, and that's a lot of weight to cut, and that's a lot of food you're missing out on. You know.
I hear you. I hear you. Come on, Tony. You see, for me, when I was, you know, going from Joe Schmo to fighter Joe Schmo, I literally cut out everything. I cut out beer. I cut out carbs. I cut out fast food. I cut out sugar. I mean, but I was eating healthy. You know what I mean? So it wasn't too difficult for me to make weight. All I had to do was, you know, work out.
Yeah.
And really, that's all I did. I didn't have a gym. You know, I just got in really phenomenal shape for me. You know what I mean? So the fact that you guys, as amateurs, you guys are having camp. You know, you guys are doing all of this as the way pros do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty insane. I just, you know, wish I would have taken the same approach.
Yeah, it's definitely trial and error because I know my coach talks about like, you know, when he started MMA, there was no structure for it. You kind of went in there and you fought. Like the weight cuts weren't even that serious, you know, or like not as like structured as they are now. Like we get down to our certain weight that he wants us at, and then we're starting to cut out carbs to get the water weight. We're starting to take out sodium, and then that last 8 to 10 pounds of water, you know, and then recovering. Like there's a science to all of it and everything that we do here at Top Notch. So yeah, it's definitely a lot more structured, and we're serious about it and professional about it.
Definitely. Well, I failed science, so yeah. All right, man. Well, dude, it's been awesome talking to King Kong. Let me tell you, it's
Hell
been
yeah.
dope. This has been a lot of fun. So if you could let the listeners and the watchers or whoever's, you know, viewing this thing, let them know where they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, so on Instagram, KingCon22, and I don't know, my Twitter's just like my name, I think. I don't really know how to get to that. But just follow me on Instagram and tune in on May 1st because put on a show. Hopefully we get that first round finish and highlight reel if we can. We will. Let's get it.
That's it, buddy. That's it. Now, if you got any training partners, sponsors, coaches, anybody you'd like to thank that got you to this point in your career, go ahead, take the floor.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone at Top Notch, all my teammates, every single one of them that push me every day to get here. Mike Sr. and Mike Jr., my two main coaches, MMA coaches, they're father figures to me. They've got me to this point. They've taught me everything I know, really. AJ Vasquez helped me with my boxing, got my hands right. And then all my friends and family that support me, my roommate, everyone that's going through this weight cut with me, I'm an asshole to them. And then probably most importantly, my brother Colin Leonard. He's my boy. We've been through a lot together. He's my like day one supporter. He gets me to everything. He holds mitts for me when he doesn't even know how. He started JIT so he could start training ground with me. Like been through it all with me. So I really ride with that dude. So there it is.
That's dope. That's love right there. That's love.
Yeah. When we make it, he's going right up with me. We're eating at the same table.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. Well, I'd like to thank you for, you know, taking some time out of your day to shoot the shit with me. Be tuning in May 1st, Sparta, Wyoming 7. You're going to be competing against Muniz, right?
Yeah, I think his name's Danthony. I'm not. It's D'Anthony or Danthony. I'm not quite sure.
That's why I just try to stick with the last name, but I couldn't even get that. But that doesn't matter because we're here with Connor King Khan Leonard.
Hell
Again, safe weight cut, okay? And then we'll be catching you. I got a 75-inch, bro. So we'll be catching you on my big screen. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That'd be sick.
All right, brother. Well, you have a great day. 2 weeks, man.
All righty. You too. See ya.
Later.